Nobody has ever invented a system for beating the law of averages, but it's human nature to try at least once. The Monte Carlo Casino reaps most of its golden harvest not from professionals, but from thousands of one-time gamblers like you and me. Suckers? Yes, of course. But while they may lose their shirts, they at least save their hides. They're pikers compared with the millions of Americans who every day try their luck in another unbeatable game and gamble with their lives. Every year, more than 1 million motoring accidents occur on the streets and highways of America. And in 85% of cases, the victims of these motoring tragedies are first offenders. Gamblers? Yes, indeed. Sucker gamblers, betting a few minutes of time against a lifetime of regret. Are we a race of heedless gamblers? Let's ask a man who lives constantly behind the scene of the traffic problem, the captain of the traffic detail.
Every motorist thinks he's a careful driver, and in most cases he is. It's when he doesn't think that he's in danger. During the past few years, daytime accidents have been reduced, but night driving accidents have increased. Why? Largely because of what motorists don't know about night driving.
Wow, what a night. Just the night for an accident, you might say, yet comparatively few accidents occur on nights like this. Driving is too dangerous. If that sounds like a paradox, just listen to this.
Do be careful, dear. It's such an awful night.
That's right, old fellow. Take it easy. Anything can happen on a night like this. You don't have to be nervous, honey. I'm taking no chances.
And that's just why there are relatively few accidents on such a night. Under circumstances so obviously dangerous, everyone plays safe. But on a perfect night such as this, with driving conditions at their best, accidents are at their worst. Why? Well, judge for yourself.
Isn't it a glorious night?
It's perfectly thrilling.
Come on, step on it. It's perfectly safe. Show her some speed. The Grahams are only a couple of minutes ahead. Let's beat them into town.
Oh, David, be careful. My hair blows so.
She loves it. Come on, step on the gas.
Tired, Paul?
Oh, sort of. It was a grand party, wasn't it? There go David and Connie. Let's show them they're not too speedy for us.
Oh, no, you don't. Let them go if they want to.
Say, how fast are we going?
Oh, I don't know. Not so very fast.
Well, it seems awfully fast to me.
This car isn't wide open. Show her some real speed. You know the road.
David, be careful.
Oh, I know every inch of the road. Why, I go over it almost every day.
Well, I suppose David and Connie are home by now.
I don't care if they are. I'm not going to have nervous prostration while you show off. Oh, look.
Well, 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 poor David. Of course, he knew the road in daylight. But at night, at high speed, he was into a curve and off the road before he realized it. Only the best of luck and a convenient pig pen saved him from tragic consequences. Well, cheer up, David. It might have been much worse, and in time, maybe Connie will forgive you. Night driving is always deceptive. Even the best of headlights have their limitations, and while the road ahead may appear perfectly clear, in daylight, that very same stretch of road reveals the need for extreme caution in driving. The answer is never overdrive your headlights. Never drive so fast at night that you can't stop in the visible clear distance ahead. Safe speed is always dependent upon conditions. In daylight, on a smooth, open road, this car races the wind in comparative safety. At night, over this winding road, half that speed might be dangerous. But this driver is in a hurry.
Why are you in such a hurry, Gene? You don't know this road.
I know. But if we don't get to Middleville by 10, there won't be a room at any price. And Lord knows where there's another decent hotel.
But you're always so careful. I don't see why.
Yes, dear, but tonight we're in a hurry. Oh, there's nothing to worry about. I've never had an accident in my life.
But there's always the first time for...
Believe it or not, the period of most accidents is the period of lightest traffic, from 1 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the morning. It's hard to believe that this car is in danger. He has the whole street to himself. Maybe he is driving a little faster than usual, but what of it? Here's a stop signal. But why bother to stop? Nobody else is up at this hour, and yet, look out! Too late. On any road, at any speed, fatigue is a deadly enemy. During the early morning hours, your mind wants to go to sleep. At best, you're only half awake. And when you're guiding a 1.5 ton of automobile down an 8-foot lane, it's no time to catch up on your rest. For he's a jolly good fellow. At least that's what his friends say, and probably he is, in a nightclub or at home. But behind the wheel of an automobile, on the boulevard or on the highway, this man is a potential murderer or suicide. Of course, he thinks he's able to drive his car, but would you want to ride with this man? No, indeed, nor would I. Cocktails and gasoline are a deadly mixture. Take the word of those who, day after day, are face to face with traffic tragedy. If you drink, don't drive. If you drive, don't drink. Remember way back when you were a kid? There was always a neighborhood bully who, by sheer strength of muscle and pure ugliness of disposition, spoiled the fun for all the smaller boys. But there is always a day of retribution for the bully. The two-fisted bully of yesteryear is driving a car now. And how? He's the fellow who holds up all traffic on one entire side of the street until he can find an opening to suit his convenience. He's the fellow who comes busting in ahead of you after you've been standing in line patiently waiting for the traffic light to change. Discourteous? Of course, and very dangerous. When the bully turns the corner, it's every man for himself. Pedestrians must take to their heels or take the consequences of his unreasonable selfishness. This type of driver ought to have a special license, but by his driving, you shall know him. Of course, he pays no attention to stop signs. They were meant for other people. Uh-oh, look what's coming, and look out! And, of course, in the last chapter, the villain gets his just dessert, and in the end, everyone is happy except the villain. Why does a chicken cross the road? Well, why do intelligent human beings take their lives in their hands and dart across a congested street against the traffic light? Even a child knows better.
Stop, look, and listen before you cross the street. Use your eyes and use your ears, and then use your feet.
Nowadays, youngsters are learning how to be good pedestrians. In fact, the average school child of today is a far more intelligent and better behaved pedestrian than his parents. The schoolboy patrol has saved thousands of lives among school children. And if we only had sense enough to allow a little child to lead us, it would be the means of saving thousands of adult lives, too. Young fellow, our hats are off to you. You're doing a grand job. And while we're about it, let's give credit to the peacetime army in constant service, battling to send us on our way in safety. It's no easy job keeping you and me safe in traffic. Hundreds, yes, even thousands of this peacetime army have given their lives in this service. It never occurs to us to thank them or even to give credit where credit is due. But on the open road, they're the best friends we have. The best accident prevention insurance is safe, certain stopping. And tests show that only 68% of cars on the road have safe brakes. Some brakes provide only fair weather safety. For example, this car stops safely enough under ideal road conditions. But now let's water the roadway, duplicating the effect of rainy weather pavement, and see how well this car performs. All right, driver, now try that again. Here he comes. He slaps on the brakes. It took a wet, slippery pavement to reveal the fact that these brakes were not properly equalized. And a wet, slippery day is a mighty poor time to discover that brakes need adjustment. With positive equalized braking pressure, this car stops safely without a skid even on this wet pavement. Motor car manufacturers are utilizing every resource of science to build stauncher, safer motor cars. Through their unceasing research and testing, new metals have been developed, new methods devised to make certain that your car is completely dependable. Beneath their exterior beauty, the most modern of the new cars provide the protection of a steel floor, welded together into a single unit of tremendous strength. Indeed, the modern car can endure without injury punishment which would have completely wrecked any car of a few years ago. Considered alone, the modern motor car is the most dependable and safest medium of transportation the skill of man can devise. But the final factor of safety lies in the hands on the steering wheel, yours and mine. And remember, the smart way to drive is the safe way to drive. We can beat those one-time accidents by driving safely all the time.